My dear respected brothers and sisters, I am a fortunate, very blessed woman. All along my life, I have done something to remove the evils of the society in the world family, community. Practically, I have lived with great people like Mahatma Gandhi. I met him. Everybody has read about Mahatma Gandhi, heard about him. Everybody wants to read more and more. So, I met him in 1946. Then, all my family met him and committed to the cause of Gandhian work. My prayer was how to follow him very closely. Gandhi went to South Africa, just an ordinary advocate, to earn money, to maintain the family. He left the family in Bombay, went to South Africa. There, the great injustice done to the poor people, the native black people, color discrimination, touched him very deeply. He couldn't continue his work as a lawyer, and he identified himself with a coolie, the laborer, went to the coffee fields, worked with the people, completely identified with the ordinary rural poor. Then he thought, why this inhuman, ill treatment to the human beings? The white people exploiting them, suppressed them, and the inhuman treatment touched his heart and moved him. So night and day he thought, he was planning how to liberate them from this slavery. So first he wanted to change his mind and life. Instead of earning money, he began to work in the coffee fields, getting meager income. Then he thought, this is not enough, but I must change the whole thing. He started to pray and pray. A divine thought flashed his mind. We have to bring first change in one individual. So completely changed his life, renounced everything, and started to live as the ordinary coolie man. And then he thought, how can I? One man cannot bring revolution there, but how can I bring a big revolution in that area, in South Africa? So he was deeply praying and praying. Then he came to understand I have to change the mind of the people. The people should come forward to say, I am not a slave, I am not created as a slave, but I have born. But unfortunately, these white people are exploiting, dominating. So I want to get free from these wretched evils. Like that, people should come forward to say. Then he thought he must touch the heart of the people. He must bring a spiritual change in each and every individual suffering in that area. Then he was able to organize a big army of spiritual souls. Gandhi became a living force in that area. How can we attack all these social evils with the non-violent way, non-cooperating? We must do it, offering satyagraha. So he was able to organize a big army of non-violent fighters. Started to fight, liberated them. Then that helped him to undertake a big issue of freedom to his own mother country. Like this, his experience was very appealing to me. I thought, I must do the same thing, liberate the people who are slaves. So I was waiting for an opportunity. In 1968, on Christmas Day night, just for wage dispute, 44 women burnt alive, bonded laborers. So there were so many meetings and all these things, and the people came to the village and went. I went there with a strong determination. I should put an end to these bonded labors. Why? Because they are working on the land, producing food, feeding the whole society, but they are eating very little. They are getting only very little. But this injustice, who is going to fight? Not only one person, one individual, but I must prepare the whole area. Then I went on organizing the women to fight for their right, for their living. One day I went to one village, early morning. I couldn't find any woman in the village. All went to jail. Just I asked them, where are the women? They went to jail. For what purpose? Their buffaloes went on the land. For that, the landlord arrested all the women and put into jail. Then, fortunately, luckily, I have faith in God. He can help me. Just for 5 minutes, I very silently praying. Then I told them, these lands are given by God. It's God's gift for all who are tilling the land, who are working on the land. So the lands are near your house, near your huts. So it is for you. So let us organize a fight, non-violent fight. So I am ready to stay with you Are you ready to cooperate with me? Everybody agreed. Then the next day, we put on board. We won't allow any outsiders to come into our village to cultivate the land. The fight went on for a long time, but finally we succeeded. Then I thought, this is the way. We are not beating anyone, we are not hating. So from that day I had only one. No conflict with any landlords, no compromise with anyone. Just our aim should be liberate this woman from the hands of the landlords. So daily hundreds and hundreds of women joined with me, a big army of women. Then I am very happy to distribute the land. In this way, the whole area I worked 1968 till now. No rest. I don't know when is Saturday or Sunday, like that. Nothing. Every day some problem. The police always with us, taking us to the jail. Very happy life. And the woman also, how I was able to organize the women, all illiterate, they have not gone to school, they didn't know anything about politically, economically they are suppressed, politically they didn't know anything, they didn't, literally nothing. Then I used to say, my dear sisters, you are not an empty box, just hands and legs. But there is a light in you. God has given you the divine light. With that light, we must do everything. So, I had a saint, he used to say, every human being is endowed with a divine light. That's why Christ declared that God, the kingdom of God is within you. You are the light. So first you must have that belief, conviction. I am not just an ordinary flesh and bones. There is something unique within me, that is the divine light. And the divine light and the soul force, the inner force. What is the inner force? Unique virtues. Virtues like love is there, compassion is there, and sacrificing. The mother always ready to sacrifice anything for the love, for the children, for the community. So, the mother should feel, it is my duty to see I am not under the control of anybody. It is, land is given by God. It is not only for the landowner, for me also. If they want, have land, let them come and cultivate the land, do physical work on it, produce food and eat. And I am working on the land, producing food, and they are eating at the same time. They are saying, because you are working in the dirty fields with the mud, your hands are dirty, your body is dirty, so you are untouchable. What is it? Untouchable. So, in this way, I have committed to the Gandhian work, succeeded, distributing more than 15,000 women. So I am proud when I went there. I am all alone. Now I have a big army of women to fight for. And another thing is, when we are taking land, distributing to the people, unfortunately, another tragedy entered into our field. Multinationals, for money, bringing the salt water into the field, using heavy chemicals, and producing prawns for feeding the Americans and Japanese, destroying our land, destroying completely. In 3 years, nothing will grow on that land. Then for that, very big fight, we went to the court, succeeded in the Supreme Court, Delhi, that prawn farm is a dangerous industry, close down all the prawn farms. That much we have done. So, and one point I want to say. So we have come here to undertake here a great task of one world family. Our Vinoba Bhave, Gandhiji's disciple, he says, Jai Jagat, long live the whole world. So we are all the citizens of the world. For that, what we need now, the world is sick, wounded with so many evils, so many conflicts. We have to do it. It is our duty to clear the evils. For that, we have to create an army of a band of dedicated souls to think of it and work for it and create a new world. It is not a new thing. In those days, our ancient rishis had told one world, one God and one world. For that we have to try. Thank you very much.